Hi there and welcome back to another video. This one's a little different in that we're going to be talking about 5 basketball shoes that you should avoid buying right now, under certain conditions. Now I have to clarify that I am by no means calling all of them bad. Actually, there is one that I think is just trash. In fact, one or actually 2 of them I personally really love playing in. So why are they put on this list? It's because for others, possibly yourself, they simply might not work based on your foot shape, playing style, or specific needs. So it's really more important that I explain why I think you should avoid them, or for each specific shoe, what type of players should avoid them. And let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna start with the Nike LeBron 19. So this shoe, before its release, we got the gray school pair, so Nora started wearing them first and actually noticed some issues herself. By the way, Prime Nora is a tough matchup. Like, we're talking flagrant fouls all over. Anyways, I personally really didn't like the LeBron 19s. And the problem with the shoe is that 1, the unnecessary parts on the upper, and 2, the traction is just not good at all. So this sharp triangular piece kind of just flaps against your ankle while you run or make movements. It serves no functionality and kind of bothers me. Also, it didn't really help with the stability. Like, given the heavy weight of the LeBrons, you think that they are nice and stable, but that is actually not the case. This problem is fixed by the LeBron 19 lows, being a low-cut version of the shoe. But the traction is still not up to the standard, and it doesn't really get you to a hard stop, and sometimes you might even be slipping. This is a shoe that I can imagine a scenario where someone goes shopping for a new pair of basketball shoes, tried them on in store, and they feel really nice on feet. Double stacked Zoom Air units, crazy cushioning setup, and you look at the price, they must be a premium product. But I've talked about this in previous videos, LeBron himself hardly even wears this shoe, and it's just not a very functional performer. So the LeBron 19s are a no-go in my opinion. Similar to the LeBron 19s, the Nike GT Jump is one that I really struggle with. So I gotta say that both the GT Jump and LeBron 19s do have amazing cushioning, but even for me as someone who prioritizes cushioning, it's almost like they're putting too much tech on there, over-making the cushioning and bounciness, if that makes sense. In the case of the GT Jump, I felt a nice cushioning setup right away when I first put them on. I was like, these feel great. But then just after like 30 minutes of shoot around, I remember having soreness in my foot. So if you're someone who has already gotten used to either playing in low tops or having not so much elevation in the midsole, I would recommend avoiding the GT Jump. At the end of the day, they do require a long break-in time and simply might not be worth it. Note that I'm not saying that you can't break in with these, it just really takes a while. Next up, I want to talk about the Adidas Dame 8. Now this is one that I personally love playing in, but I do understand that for certain people, they might not get the job done, and here's why. What I like about the Dame 8 is the cushioning setup. I played in pretty much all previous Dame shoes, and compared to the rest of the signature line, the Dame 8 feels really soft and responsive, got a lot of compression in the heels, so for that reason alone, it is a great shoe. On the other hand, the traction is not so good. The grip in the indoor gym was average at best, occasional slipping, so it really depends on your playing style. I have done a poll on YouTube and it seems like for the majority of you guys, traction is the most important factor. So if you're a very shifty player who requires the traction to get you to a hard stop every time, the Dame 8 just might not be it for you. I have noticed a similar problem with the traction on the Dame 6, for example. Like my yellow pair, I was skating on ice the first time I played in them. I had to just switch them out right away. But it did improve later on, the more I played in them. So just something to be aware of. Like I said, I like the Dame 8, but I realized that it might not be the right choice for everyone. Oh, and I do recommend going down a half size on these. Otherwise, like some other Adidas basketball shoes, heel slippage might be an issue. Moving on, this is definitely not a new release, but I feel like a lot of people might be thinking about buying a pair because they're on sale, and that is the new Balance Kawaii. Because really, finding great deals and discounts on hoop shoes is pretty easy and just fun to search for, unlike the hype sneakers. And man, I found a ton of good colorways of the Kawhi on sale at the New Balance factory store. The problem with the Kawhi is, simply put, too much caging, to a point where it creates inconsistencies because some parts of the shoe would feel nice and soft, like the toe and ankle area, but towards the side panels and the heels where the hard plastic caging is, the softness just gets taken away. No such issues on the Kawhi 2, however. What I mean to say is, in case you're comparing your options between the Kawhi and the new Kawhi 2, I would definitely go with the 2, even if the Kawhi is on sale. Last one on this list might really shock some of you. I want to talk about the downsides of the Curry 9. You might be wondering, aren't they your favorite shoes to play in? Yes, for sure, it's a top tier performer to me, and I absolutely love this shoe. But I admit that it depends on your foot shape, and the fit can get a little tricky, and for some wide footers, they just might not be a viable option. Like, I've recommended a friend to try on the Curry 9s, but because he has really wide feet, he had to go up a full size, but at that point, the length of the shoe became an issue. And for a shoe like this, where the wrap around your feet is excellent, if you ever experience any like heel slippage, then you lose the whole point of getting them for the traction and smooth transition. For me, I go up a half size too, just because the toe area fits snug. Also, some people don't like the outsole durability. I'm just saying I do find it okay playing with the Curry 9s outside. Maybe I just don't burn them up that much due to my playing style. So that's all for this video. Really not trying to be picky here, but I just thought I'd discuss some of the concerns and things to be aware of, even for the good performers. Like, as good as the Puma MB1 is, they still have certain issues like dust pickup. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me on some of the things that I talked about. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.